Hello guys, how are you doing today? Are you good? So, this class we're going to work on July 22nd, and the text briefly describes how Pablo Escobar escaped from prison on this day in 1992. Okay? So, he took two high-ranking government officials and the prison warden hostage. After a confront with the soldiers, they rescued the hostages, but some of them were killed. Okay? Let's take a look at the verbs. We have to say, to escape, to hold, to report, to move, to have, to take, to free, to storm, and to get. Okay? So guys, let's go to the home practice. Home practices are on pages 200 to 202. Okay? In this first exercise, you have to use the affirmative or negative forms of past perfect. Okay? So, let's take a look at the sentences. Number 1. When I arrived at the cinema, the film had started. Number 2. She had lived in China before she went to Thailand. Number 3. After they had eaten the shellfish, they began to feel sick. Number 4. Molly didn't arrive until after I had left. Number 5. After we had finished dinner, we went out. Number 6. The garden was dead because it had been dry all summer. Number 7. We had met her before she went to college. Number 8. We were late for the plane because we had forgotten our passports. Number 9. She told me she had studied a lot before the exam. Number 10. The glass was yellow. The grass was yellow because it hadn't rained all summer. Number 11. The lights went off because we hadn't paid the electricity bill. Number 12. We couldn't go into the concert because we hadn't brought our tickets. Number 13. She said she hadn't visited the USA before 2010. 14. Susan and Luna hadn't met before the party finished. Number 15, I hadn't had breakfast when he arrived. Okay? Now in letter B, we have to use the simple past and the past perfect. Okay? So let's take a look at the examples. Number 1, after we had discussed it on the phone, I wrote him an email about it. Number 2, before we took Ken to the theater, he had never seen a stage play before. Number 3. By the time we arrived, the football match had finished. Number 4. We had promised to do the job in 30 minutes. He had promised to do the job in 30 minutes. But he still didn't finish by 9 o'clock. I had just cleaned the carpet when the dog came in and shook himself. Number 6. By the time I arrived, the concert had finished. Number 7. I had rung the shop as soon as I checked the contents of the box. Number 8. They had locked the door before I got there. Number 9. We had had a good rest when our guests all left. Number 10. When she rang to the office this morning, Jean had already gone out. Okay? Now guys, we're going to go to the master exercise. Master has to write 5 things that had happened to you before something specific happened. You must use accessories and language chunks. Okay? We have 5 examples here. I had started a new routine before I taught this lesson. I got tired because I hadn't slept well lately. I had read many books before the quarantine started. My daughter had watched a lot of cartoons when she had to sleep. I had searched many things by the time I prepared this lesson. Okay? Now, guys, we're going to go to the review. This review, we're going to work with past perfect and the simple past. Okay? Why? Because past perfect requires simple past in his structure. Okay? In its structure. Okay? So, how does the structure work? We have 4 types of structure, okay? 2 of them we are going to start with the connector, okay? So we have connector, past perfect, simple past. In this case, we have the comma. Connector, simple past, past perfect. We have the comma as well. We also have past perfect, connector, simple past, simple past, connector, past perfect. Okay? In the case that we have simple past and after a connector, we can use because or after that will come before the past perfect. Okay? In cases that we have past perfect connector, so the connector that comes before simple past can be before, when, and by the time. Okay? So let's take a look at the examples. We have in affirmative, Pablo Escobar had escaped from his resort-like prison when he had an opportunity. Negative. After the soldiers hadn't freed all the hostages, Pablo Escobar found a way to escape. And the interrogative, had Escobar moved to another place before the news reported he had run away? Okay? So guys, that's it for today. It was a pleasure to be with you, okay? Don't forget to subscribe the video, leave your comments below, come to our live classes, and see you next time. Bye bye.